this very very reason why is why you don't bet on football. You see Liverpool. Oh my god, these. Oh yeah, yeah. Slot. I'll be honest. It's dark days for Slot. Very very dark days for him because 4-1 at home. The funny thing is, yeah, I looked at today's games, right? I went on my betting app. There was Bayern Arsenal Bayern, and Liverpool PSV, and the stakes were if all four teams score and Liverpool win and Arsenal win. And the Liverpool PSV one was my banker. I was thinking that's the one I'm confident in Liverpool winning. At the very minimum, they'll win. Maybe not both teams to score in that game, but Liverpool at minimum winning. But getting banked on 4-1 at home is nasty work. But anyways, that's another story for another day. I'll let the Liverpool fans crash out on that one. But yeah, Arsenal 3, Bayern Munich 1, and this game, for personal reasons, Arsenal fans should know this during the Wenger days. Like Bayern Munich, this one feels sweeter beating Bayern simply because of the amount of times we've played these lot and we've had opportunities to completely kill them and we've never had that chance. Like I remember those games where we lost 5-1 back to back, first leg and second leg, nasty work. And even the game we played them at the Emirates, in the Champions League, I can't remember, was it quarters? Not too long ago, where Saka decided to die for the penalty instead of actually taking the shot. Like Bayern Munich is just an awkward team for Arsenal, but nonetheless, we we done the job. In terms of performance, to be fair, Bayern Munich, I think this is where I'm a bit off because in terms of actual continental football, at that first half, I was thinking, yeah, it's a reminder we are like just leagues below what Bayern are because the way Bayern were passing and moving that ball across our midfield was nasty work. Like Company has done a decent job here in terms of getting Bayern Munich to play because I know when Julian was there, they weren't really feeling his methods and stuff like this. But the way they set up in terms of their build up with look, I could be wrong, but it looked like they built up in like a 3-2, three centre backs, and then Joshua Kimmich, and I forgot the other. It's like Klavovic or something like that in that kind of double pivot. And you saw that done. If you saw that really really well, especially in the equalizer with that diag. I see a lot of fans, Arsenal fans, kind of crashing out on Skelly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's bad defending or that's just a really nice weighted ball because the way that ball just lands perfectly onto, I think it was Serge Gnabry, and then he also just plays that across to Carl, and 1-1, and what a player he is as well. But yeah, the way Bayern were moving that ball within the first like 30-35 minutes was really really good, like crisp. Every pass was with intent. But the issue with them is that although they were moving the ball well across our channels and across our middle, they weren't actually really creating much. From the top of my head, I can't actually think of any chances that Bayern created, even before the equalizer, that tested Raya, because pretty much from all of those dominance in terms of on the ball, because they do move the ball really well. That car kid is really, really, really good. I'm not sure where he came from, but he's a really good player. But yeah, uh, it kind of took us a while to get started. I think the way we set up in terms of kind of containing Bayern Munich, and just kind of playing on the periphery of the game and kind of hoping for the chances to come through like set pieces or through like second balls was actually a really good approach to this game, because Bayern Munich on the ball are really, really good. And you see this a lot in terms of like the best teams in the other leagues when they play against English sides. You see them technically on the ball, they're good. It's where they get done is the physicality of the game. And you saw that similarly with the Chelsea and Barca game yesterday. Like how we equalize is not on the technical ability, it's how we get them on a physicality point of view. And that equalizer from the corner was an example of that, because it was a very, very well taken goal from Timber, and he does it quite well, because he holds on to Manuel Neuer long enough, but not too long enough to where it becomes him impeding the goalkeeper, and he obviously scores that goal really well, and the momentum sticks with us, and we had a chance there with Eze, and this is where I'm a bit like hit or miss with Eze, because you can score a hat trick against Tottenham on a Sunday and then completely fluff your lines in front of goal the next, because you scored that and it's 2-0, and the game is looking done from Bayern Munich on that side. I'm not sure whether he was trying to pass it in or square it to Saka. I'm not sure if he even saw Saka. I'm not sure some fans will know what the chance I'm talking about. It was the one where we played it quite nicely. He played it through Upamecano's legs, and then he kind of got the return. I'm not sure if he actually knew where Saka was, but it was a poorly taken opportunity there from Eze. But then obviously they get that goal, and then the half kind of just dies out from there. But this is where I give Arteta credit, because a lot of issues I've had with Arteta, one of them being his game management at times is a bit sus, because sometimes he does seem to take a while to make the change, and then eventually ends up costing us the game. Like the one in Sunderland, 80 minutes to make a change. It's diabolical. Like Saka clearly needed to come off, and he didn't take him off. And this game here, you do the brace thing and take Saka off, put Martinelli on, put him on the left, and then Madueke on the right side, and then you put what's his name? Fuck. Calafiori comes on left back, and you see that immediate change, because then we get that second goal. What a cross, by the way, from Calafiori across that back line and into Madueke. And it was a great finish. You took it really well. And from that, kind of started to build on it. I'm not sure what Neuer was doing for that third goal. He's completely lost his mind in in that third goal. But it was a really well taken goal from us, and really well composure as well from Martinelli as well. Just had to knock that past Neuer, and you've got effectively an open goal. But yeah, it was a well taken goal from both players. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm surprised Zubimendi was treading a fine line, because I'm surprised he stayed on for that long. But yeah, that game kind of went the way I thought it would. Bayern kind of put in their stance on the game, and Arsenal kind of just playing contain ball, just trying to stop Bayern from playing, which I actually think we done really well, because in that second half, I'm trying to think. I don't think they had many chances in terms of clear cut, and they kind of took that second half very slowly. I'm not sure really what happened to them, because that first half I thought Bayern really played well in terms of moving the ball, but in terms of actually creating chances, they didn't really actually create much in that second half, nor in that first half either. To be honest with you, they just moved the ball across our kind of danger zones really, really well. There was a chance. Declan Rice, when he burst through in that second half, but then obviously it didn't really plan out. To be fair, that ricochet, I'm not sure Saka knew much about that, to be honest. But yeah, Saka came off. We just instantly had like a new energy of life in that right side. I think it was also a bit tired. I'm surprised Odegaard even came on. To be honest with you, I've not even been keeping much with Arsenal news lately, so I was quite surprised seeing Odegaard back. He didn't really do much. To be honest with you, there's an interesting question because I actually think Merino as a focal point. I know a lot of fans are not really too keen on Merino, but I actually think Merino as a focal point is actually a much better focal point than Gyökeres, in the sense that, first of all, they're not going to score you loads of goals because I'm not sure Gyökeres will even get us 20 goals. But with Merino, he offers you something that Gyökeres can't offer you, and that's being able to drop in composed and actually being able to actually create that additional man in the midfield. Gyökeres doesn't really do that, and it's going to be interesting to see how he plans on using Gyökeres when he comes back, because we will look a completely different team when he comes in, because it's a completely different way of playing. But nonetheless, good victory. This new way of Champions League format is horrible for any team who loses, because a team can come to your backyard like Liverpool now, get slapped 4-1, and then there's no second leg. Like, the game's done from there. So look, I think we're pretty much through now. And it's just focus on the Premier League. Chelsea next. That's going to be an interesting one. I put that game as a draw, like 1-1 or 2-2. I think both teams have got very good quality, but I don't think Chelsea have a good enough attack to stop us, and I don't think we can keep them out in terms of their quality, in terms of other areas, because they've got midfielders like Cole Palmer who can change the game on the scruff of his neck, and obviously Caicedo as well, who can always pull out a long ranger. But that's a game on Sundays. But for today, brilliant victory. Happy for Arsenal. Happy for us. And we move on to Sunday against Chelsea.